this ties into what you've done. So how's that?
And now, I was more saying how.
Yeah. And now he's like,
In the
no,
beginning,
not at all.
in the beginning, you were saying how tough it is to finish a game. So I was going to show you. Tell you that I had a game out, but yeah, it was LoopyHoops is the name of the game. So download it. It's on free Android, iOS. But yes, this was supposed to be my quick little personal project, and all of a sudden it ballooned because I wound up having to add those things at the end that I had collectibles in, but then, if you have collectibles, there's got to be something that you can use them for. So then you got to go in a store or something where you can use them.
Gotcha.
And if you have collectibles, it's always nice to have a way to get more. So how about a daily rewards? So then that was a whole nother thing. Sharing, rating.
Do you have a link to this app? Because I would love to throw this up on the screen because
yeah, if I was smart, I would, but I can pull one up. It's
because it's really well done, and I think we're all after sort of the one tap, quick iteration, quick gameplay sort of unicorn, and I think you've got that going on here.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for, and plus I was. A lot of what I do involves, cartoons, and it just takes so much time. So I wanted to try something with the flat graphic style that I could just do a lot quicker.
Pop it, get it right out there.
That's exactly
versus labor over it for months and go, that's not quite right.
Right. So that was the original idea. Didn't quite have it. Took obviously everything takes longer.
So tell us. Okay, give us the rundown. I'm going to guess now. I'm going to guess that you did you're doing the mechanic. You're like, oh, the mechanic is good. I like it. All right, good. I'm done.
Yeah.
No, wait, I'm not done.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly how it went. I was, first came the mechanic, also the style, because I knew I wanted something that was graphic, flat style. I think it's a cool style. Yeah, I don't know if you could see any influences, but one huge influence you could probably see is Pop the Lock and also Color Switch with two.
I was going to say Pop the Lock, yeah.
Yeah, because I think that whole level thing in the middle was so cool that to me it was like, wow, that's a cool feature. And then I was like, you know what, I'd like to do something different with physics, get that in there. It was just kind of like, all right, how could I do it? And you're right, I got the mechanic up probably in a day or less, and then came the artwork and fine tuning everything, and I was ready to go. But like I said, there's always those extra things that keep. How
long did it take? Did you record your time?
I didn't record my time, but I would say I began in the beginning of the summer, so probably 2 months on and off. That I would say.
How many hours do you think you poured in?
I didn't keep track, and and my wife probably could tell you, but
I keep track of hours on everything now. But yeah,
okay. No, I really, a lot of the things I can. I built that whole top scores. That was another thing because I was using Coronium, and I had my Amazon bill where I didn't realize I would get charged for each instance that I had. I was just like, instead of me using something like that, I have web program experience, so I just made a PHP, MySQL, and did that. So that was another thing that it took me a few days to get working, but for the next game and the next game, I can now just use it because in the business apps that we do, when we make games, they always want like a cool little old school high score thing, back in the day where you just put in your 3 initials or whatever. Yeah, I didn't update the website unfortunately yet.
I was actually poking around for a YouTube video just to show the gameplay.
You're busted.
Actually, there is I do have a YouTube video. I can link to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
not going to be probably stellar replay over this connection, but just to see it in action.
Well, if you're on iTunes, yeah, why is that not showing? The first the first screenshot should be a video on there.
Yeah,
I guess maybe you have to be on your device for that to work.
I don't know.
I don't think so. I've always had trouble getting videos.
Well, that's interesting.
I don't think so either. Let's see.
Hey, now that we're on the topic, let me stop you. You said video. So how did you record your video? Did you record it on your device, or did you use?
Yeah, I had my device, so maybe that's a problem because it's pulling. No, I did the screen sizes that they said. Yeah, I recorded from my device into QuickTime on my Mac, and then you know, I have, as an artist, I have an Adobe subscription, so I brought it into Adobe Premiere, and you know, did some cutting on there, putting it all together. But yeah, it was just plugging it into my Mac and start playing on and recording with QuickTime.
Okay. Nope, not showing up. Interesting.
Yeah, I can link to it if you want, because I have it. Let me just.
Yeah. Let's start up there. I just want to kind of give everybody a taster. Oh, there we go. Scott's got it.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, I just love it. It's so simple. You know, I like the fact that you know, I'm like, you get it right away. You're like, oh yeah, I get this, and then you're
What's
like,
your best?
what's
What is
the
your
best score?
Oh, mine. I was up. Yeah, I was up to. I might have been up to level 30 or 35. My daughter actually did better than me. She's Michaela the Great. She's number 1 up there.
99.
Yeah, that's my daughter.
That's impossible.
But yeah, I'm pretty good.
Yeah, number 4. Oh my God.
What's that?
It was number 4. That's right. Hey, the video shows up on device.
It shows up on the device, I guess. Right. So not.
Yeah.
That's
Nice.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It should show up on.
I am 21. Leaderboard.
Roman Gamer's got 62. Is that real, or is that like is that just
That's real, unless he hacked my leaderboard.
Oh, I didn't know if you
Yeah,
seeded
that's me.
it with
I
data.
don't really spend time playing games. I just spend time hacking them because I'm that kind of lamer. Which is why I only have a score of 62 or whatever the heck it is instead of like 999,900, you know, whatever.
So I was interviewing the guy from Iron Source today, and they do rewarded video. So what did you think about I mean, I know you didn't. I don't think you used Iron Source. I'm just saying like rewarded video in general. What do you think? How was it working with rewarded video?
Yeah, that was one of the reasons I wanted to build the app, actually, because I think rewarded video could actually be something that you can make good money from over the other ads. So for me, I use the Ad Buddies because I already had an account with them, and actually, I don't see that. I don't know if a lot of people use them, but actually you know, they're quick to pay. I mean, I actually like Ad Buddies. So I figured why not put them in. I've tried on Citybirds. I tried Vungle, and I don't know what happened to it. I don't know what went wrong, but I wasn't really seeing anything from that. So I wanted to try something different. And it was very easy to use. Yeah, I'd say it was easy to use once I figured out the order of things. That's the toughest part, is when to create the listener or when to call the ad, and then, you know, for me,
It didn't actually help you out this time around, did it?
Yeah, I had a few conversations with the guy who invented Eat, if he could help me out on that. But I did make that my main request. Let's say.
The good news is there's an upgrade coming with your name on it. It'll make your life easier next time around. The next time you go with a different ad campaign.
But I think that, you know, to me, that's, you know, that to me is the biggest thing, because when you're someone like me who, you know, comes from an art background and some programming, and you just don't want to deal with that stuff, you know, that's the type of stuff where I'd rather, if I had something, you know, I don't know if it can be an all-in-one solution, because just because in different apps there's different times and different ways to do it, but, you know, they're usually at the end of a game, maybe to continue. Like on that one, you can continue and watch an ad. You know, I've seen that in many games. I think Crossing Road was the first one to do something like that. And you know, they do rather well, I'd say.
I'm sure when Adobe was at the beginning of the desktop printing revolution, right? Desktop editing revolution. They were like, well, there's so many different ways you can do editing and desktop and publishing and writing and but I'm sure they grew into it, right? So
yeah,
Ed, I'm associating you with Adobe there. So
well, I'm not feeling. I didn't want to take over the conversation. I don't feel bad at all. That in a nutshell, what happened is that Noah used Eat. He generated the content. He selected the Ad Buddies plugin, and then what I did was I produced a piece of code which I thought would make it easier for people. But in turn, what ended up happening was Noah's like, I don't understand what this code does. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I did that because, and then I explained it to him, and I think it made more sense then.
It did, but also, that could be a problem that you find is that it just so happened I was using Ad Buddies, and it just so happened that Ad Buddies did not have an init function. So
yeah, his was like this. The one case that didn't match.
Right. I happen to have that one case, which is always the case.
Yeah. So long story short, Noah, what I've done is I've produced actual individual examples per ad network now, so that they're all customized to the ad network, so that people can go in and go, oh, that's what you're supposed to do, and then just use it. So it's not like I tried to make it uniform, which made it more complicated for you, I think. So anyway, I'll shut up. This is about your game. So go on.
So I like that there's the flashing present when I first start the app.
Yes.
So,
yep.
I like that you don't say anything, right? You're just like, there's a flashing present. Wouldn't you like to know what's behind that? Just leave my curiosity to explore.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, I obviously I didn't invent it, but I've seen other games do it. And when you have a 10-year-old and a 6-year-old that play games, that's that flashing present. That'll get them every time.
It seems like I mean, do you have any analytics on that? Because I'd imagine that most people cannot resist.
I don't have. You know what? There came a point. I was actually debating like bringing it to a publisher, but actually there wasn't as much interest, and it just was like, you know what? I don't know what to do with this at this point, so let me just release it because I'm just
thinking that there's no way that somebody does not tap that button first. That's like the Dennis the Menace movie where he's like he sees something shiny, he's just got to push it. I'm like,
it's
yelling at me.
That little mini game is pretty. I thought it was pretty cool too. Where you just do a spin and you can get your daily reward. Yeah, so that was like a day that I said, you know what, I have to create. And then locking them out and making them watch a video is always good.
Yeah. So you experimented with a lot of things here. You didn't just do like, hey, you just tap this button and watch a video and I'll give you some coins. You're like,
Yeah, you get the first one free, of course, and then if you come back in 6 hours or whatever. But yeah, if you, it was one of the questions I asked because a lot of people, a lot of apps that I see, they limit the amount. So I didn't know if there was actually a reason, maybe the ad company or someone tells you to limit it, or is it just so you can't just keep watching them and buy things? Because in my case, I'm all for it because I don't have an in-app store where you can buy currency, So to me, if you want to watch 100 videos, that's fine with me because that's the only way this app makes money, right? Yeah.
Now, was there supposed to? So just some live troubleshooting here. So I started the app. I got an ad. The present button yelled at me. I tapped it. I read the daily prize stuff, but then being me, I just didn't get that I was supposed to do something there. So I backed out. I went to the menu, backed out back to the main screen.
Okay.
And then as you were talking, you're like, hey, yeah, you can spin the thing. And I was like, oh, I can spin the thing. So I hit the present again, and I went back in, and you heard me. I hit the chart there, or the spinner thing, and it spun. But now it says it's got the daily prize plus 10 and a stop button, and the app froze.
Well, of course it did, because that's always what happens when you're on a show.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
Whenever you want to show the best face of your product.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I didn't. I have not had that one happen. I've never froze at the plus on giving that. I do not know why that would freeze. That probably is the only time I know of where that happens.
It says time now. If I force quit the app and come back, now it says time remaining. It's timer's counting down. I can get a prize now. I guess if I watch a video or something. Spin unlocks every 6 hours. I get the instruction. I get everything now, and I can hit the menu and I can go back. So maybe just something on the initial sequence or something, or I don't know.
I don't think so. I mean, you'll get, when you go in there, you don't have to watch a video. It'll just say tap to spin.
Yeah.
Tap it. I mean, you got all the way through where you get the prize. I don't know if it gave you credit for it.
I guess that's why I was like, okay, so this is what I did. I opened the app, and then I tapped I closed the ad, and then I tapped the prize button, and then I went back to the menu, and then I hit the prize button again. Like giving you those steps, because maybe somewhere in that there's an issue or not.
Yeah,
or maybe,
there was.
Who knows?
There was at one point. There was when you say going in and then coming back out, there was a problem with the composer scene.
Yeah.
Because I totally have to clear it out and then go back in. But I thought I fixed it, so I'll look into it.
Yeah.
Just an idea for you. When you present a player with the shop button, I think the word shop is too scary for what you have. It leads to impressions that you're going to spend real money. You can replace it with something like upgrades or spend stars, something like this.
That's a good point.
Friendly.
That's a good point.
Yeah, something nice and friendly that doesn't.
Right, instead of shop. Yeah.
Actually, as soon as I see that shopping cart, I think real money.
You want to hit the road, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't say I wanted to hit the road, but I do agree.
What did you say? You wanted
I'm out of here.
So
I want to hit the road.
we know how Noah feels about it now.
I'm interpreting for you. So you wanted to hit the road.
I was just trying to get me to shut up. It's not going to work now.
Hit the road.
All right, so we already had one crash and changed the shop button. It's funny because I was finished the app. I brought it up, let my daughter play it, and she crashed it very first time. Went down, fixed it, gave it back to her. She crashed it the next time. So, I thought.
Yeah, it's all said with love, right? I mean, we're like this. Oh, yeah. I think for me personally, I'm totally impressed with the two-tone sort of color scheme and the layout and the functionality and all that kind of stuff like that. So just pointing those things out is not like a chink in the armor. It's more like, hey, man, let's solidify this thing because this is solid. This is an excellent looking app. And there's no reason why
you're on
shouldn't be up there with Catch App and all that other stuff. What's that?
You're using an iPhone?
Oh, sorry, yeah. So the other bit of feedback, it's iPhone 6s Plus.
Okay.
Which looks great. Looks great. So